And hello everyone, Onlyrex here, and welcome to my thoughts on the new Relic path that came out. Gonna go over the relics of the clans, then go into the meta at the moment, and after that we'll look at the common relics. So, let's start with the top, Stag. Stag gets a relic that allows him to colonize decolonizing tiles when there is a war chief. So if you decolonize a tile with war chief, you get that tile for yourself, and that allows you to destroy the buildings and everything that's on that tile. This relic, I don't really find it very useful. It's at least in duels. I'm gonna talk about high difficulty in duels mostly. In duel, I mean, if you're winning already, then you're already winning. So this relic doesn't benefit you. You have to spend entire year basically with you smiths crafting it, so yeah, it's not that good in my opinion. So the clan of the goat, you can summon new villagers for food depending on your population. They will arrive at your town hall by boat. Sometimes sheep can replace one villager. Required happiness for your population is reduced. To be honest, I haven't tested this out. I should test it out, but when I tried it on beta, it didn't feel good for me because there are other relics that you want to do and you just don't want to buy villagers with food while you can just easily get them with happiness and over time. So yeah, I think it's a weak relic again. Now, the wolf relic allows you to summon 3 white wolves under your control. So these wolves do give you extra happiness. Like, they count as a military unit and they don't eat anything. So it's plus 1.5 happiness for those 3 wolves, and the 3 wolves only cost 50 wood, or 50 food. Still, I think that Relic here is a debate, but it's not worst. The only bad thing is that it takes way too long time to get it, and after that those 3 wolves usually don't matter anymore. It's just gonna be one huge fight and you want to just have the upper hand on that fight. And you just, as a wolf, you usually just want to go get your army and get field rations and then just keep harassing your enemy, heal up, kill enemies, get more gold, hurt the economy, make the enemy convert and either fall back or attack another tile, kill neutrals. Alright, Clan of the Raven. Send the Raven cost a tile with 2 Sons of Humirs. So the Humirs are 2 giants that have AoE attack every 3rd attack. And you don't have to have the 500 fame to summon them, and they cost about the same gold as the mercenaries, so it's pretty good to just like have 1 sneak attack in if your enemy is not prepared, but they can be cheesed. You can run away with your warship and let the tower hit them. And you're also sacrificing 1 year worth of economy just to get the relic out fast, just to hit your enemy before 500 fame, and you can just get 4 axe throwers, 3 axe throwers, warship, and take care of them. So yeah, I say that this thing is a debate. Unless you just send all of your villagers to deal with them, then they are worth it for the Raven clan descent. Otherwise, I mean, you can play around it. So it's not that good and takes way too long time. Other relics will take way too long time to get pulled, and they feel like a debate because you have to sacrifice your economy for it. Alright, about the bear. Your warship fills the sword cram. Enemies hit by cram are frozen along with the area around them. I was thinking that this relic is not gonna be that useful, but in fact this is the strongest relic in the game. And I will get to it in a second. I'm gonna take the boar relic next. You reveal our forest and summon non-controllable giant boar in all the forest. Boars in allied territory are pacified. You can sacrifice boars in your territory for food. So if you have a forest, you can get 500 food for entire year of crafting the relic with 2 smiths. How it is, like, one villager gives you +4 food, basically. And you have 2 of them, so that's 8. Where's my calculator? I'm too lazy to do math. So it's gonna be 8 times 6, right? It's gonna be for a month. And then for 12. 8 times 6, yeah. And then 12 is 576, so you sustain 2 smiths. While they could have taken you this 576 food to get the board that you can kill for 500 food. No, wait, the relic is 8 times 6 and it's 9 months, not 12 months. Okay, so you get like 70 more food for crafting the relic. And then the relic does nothing. I just have no idea why the relic is in the game. It makes no sense. Okay, so Snake of the Clan unlocks another military bat once you have unlocked one. It's decent. It's very decent. You have to get it down and then still be able to go and attack your enemy. But it's not bad, it's not weak, it's not strong, it's like a relic is. Usually with the snake you just go for skirmisher attack, a big one, and then you just either embrace what happens or try to prolong the game and have a chance of victory. Okay, and the next one is the Clan of Dragon. Skull of Hungrner. Oh god. Summon a Trogar Jotnon. So you basically summon a giant for food. I mean, you can easily capture giants with capture, and if you have a slave population. Yeah, again, takes way too long time to get the relic done. And doesn't give you any other benefits than just having one giant on your army. And that's about it. It's better to, yeah, ignore the summon relics because they aren't that good. Alright, so that's all of the clan relics dealt with. And now let's head into the game. So, the Scar of Gram is like, yeah, whatever. It's the most OP thing. The reason why it's OP, I can show in a second. I'm not gonna play the whole game through, but you can get up to 29 armor on your poor guild, even maybe over 30 with the pay relic out, and you can take down a warship that has a lot of armor because of the reduction how the game calculates the armor. It's gonna just cut off the percentage of your attack. So basically, if you have 10 attack and 90% is cut off, so you deal only 1 damage. Yeah, it's gonna take a long time to get someone down, right? And since the relic also... Yeah, we can just play a little bit. Yeah, sure. Don't really need the scout camp. Since the relic also slows down enemy movement speed and attack speed, and you can't kill the boar guild, then it's gonna be entire debuff for the enemy army, while your boar guild can tank a lot, and you can also just go and trade pretty well. I want the forge, but that's the only thing I want to do. And with the relic, you can just have your war chief go in, tank damage, have a debuff on enemy army, and it's easier to micro your people if enemy army is slower, attack slower. You can pull out of your people, micromanage your HP. Don't have to really worry about like, oh, I have to click on this guy, oh, he's dead. It gives you a lot of extra time to really micro your people. And once this is ready, we can go over the common relics. And after that, I will go over the meta for now. So, relics. The Scarabotgram. Motion fields the sword, enemies hit by gram are frozen along with the area around them. So yeah, the AoE for the frozen sword is pretty big. Like, it's basically the whole dial. Not the whole dial, but a big radius of the attack. Like, as big as the town hall. Slows everything down. Alright. I will come back to it after I start talking about the bear meta. What is the pair, what you should go for. And we're gonna go for Millionaire. Summon the thunderstorm on its own, damaging all units and buildings during 1 month. So usually you can get like 1 to 2 hits out of it before the enemy has moved all of his units away from the tile. There is really no notification about the thunder going down, so you have to look how many injured people you have. Are there some people that are not working, and then move them right away. It has a 1 year cooldown, cost 150 food and 150 gold. And once you misuse it, then it's GG. It is worth getting it in team game, but in duel, it's way too easy to play around it. And the cooldown just kills you, it doesn't give you any progressive bonuses or anything. You can use it once enemy has gone all in and converted his army, but if you already see Millionaire going down, then you can be like, alright, I'm gonna convert 5, move 5 people out, convert another 5, move those out. So you can just play around the thunder, just because the thunder can only be attacked on enemy tiles that are border tiles. It does also take account the coastal tiles, but yeah, you can only attack the border tiles, and if there is one in the middle, then you can't attack it. And also there is the relic of Swalin that really gets you to even negate the negative effects, and with that you can target the tile. So if someone has it, then it's also GG. Can't use it there, and that can be the most economy tile. So yeah, can be countered and play around with. But it's a decent relic, can come help handy if your enemy plays greedy, doesn't have enough food stored up for Blizzard. You can hit them and destroy the wood income. So he has to destroy a lot of buildings, because the destroy buildings has been nerfed a lot. That's one way you can do it. Then enemy just has to destroy a lot of his economy to get another woodcutter up. Alright, going forward, Swalin. Plus 50 defense units in zone can be moved in another zone with your territory, break the zone against some negative effects. So, this is the second best relic in my opinion. Especially if you're going for passive victory. It even might be your first pick, because if you're not playing Bear Can, you can't get the Scarabard of Gram, then you might as well just go for a Swalin and go for passive victory. But yeah, no earthquakes can hit you, no Raven works, Raven Undead, no Draugr Portal, nothing can happen on that tile. Just brute force your army, and also the plus 50 defense, it just takes this defense, the one you have, the normal one, and that's half of it. So for divided by 2 is 2, and then it's just 6 resistance. Oh my god, here it's like 19 with the bear. And it doesn't give it like plus, just like increases the normal one that you have. Alright, going forward. Feast bonus. Plus 40 feast bonus. And a lot of feast cost reduce and your units regain health during feast. The healing has been nerfed, so it's totally not worth to get it anymore. And the feast bonus, you definitely want to have 1-2 feast before it. It's good on goat with the free feast, but yeah, you only regain HP when you're not under attack, and the HP regen is pretty slow. It's good for some economy to help your allies, but I don't really find it to be that strong anymore. Okay, next is Bragaful. If you're going for trade victory, it's probably one of the relics you wanna think about getting. It's gonna give you another trade route, so you can get your trade win faster if you're just pushing it. And then it stacks or grows according to your commerce and influence, so can make some use out of it. Have about 6 gold income, so can have the +5 for free. Not too bad, not too weak. Better than the summon relics in my opinion, just because it's passive. And then the final relic is your Moonra. You have lore. Opponents, depending on the number of zones in your territory, you can colonize zones with lore. Colonizing with lore is pretty decent. I mean, once you have all the lore, or you don't need more lore, you can just stack the lore up and get some tiles. Could also be taken for the stag instead of an extension. It feels like can get something about it. If you want to take a tile, you can take it. Otherwise, have free lore income. Why not? But yeah. Okay, so that's about relics. And now to go over the bear. So, bear at the moment is ranked the highest, at least in 12 and high difficulty. It is the strongest clan there is. And the way you can play a bear is that you get the relic for the bear clan, the Scrub of Cram. It also gives your warship some more armor, if I am correct. So yeah, instead of debuffing your enemies, you also get some more armor. And that combined with going into the dysentery, reinforced armor, yeah, just ignore the attack at all, and bodyguard, that gives you 40% damage reduction. So even more armor here with the bodyguard. And then picking up the legendary heroes, that gives you another 25 defense. I mean, Porkit can probably go and just solo an army without choking. Just needs to hit sometimes and then fall off, heal up and go in again. It's very hard to get Porkit down. And if you focus to get her down, then you will just die to the rest of the army. So, going forward, with that in mind, that Porkit is pretty much unkillable without sacrificing too much to get her down, is the shield mastery. Your shield bearers cost as much as they cost as warrior, and they have armor. So you can micromanage them easier than warriors, they don't die. And with the bear relic, you also debuff your enemy army, so you can pretty much save your shield bearers and let them run back and heal them up and then just get back into the fight. Not a problem. So yeah, those are like the lores that are pretty strong in the late game for warship and so on. But in the early game, there are two ways you can play the bear clan. You can either go for trading, ship building and carpet mastery into weaponsmith and protect of the land, or you can go trading, sharp axes, mining efficiency into weaponsmith and protect of the land. I mean, going for mining efficiency, it's gonna give you some more stone, so it's not a bad idea, and also get more wood. The only negative is that you don't get enough gold from the shipbuilding, but you can just pick it up later. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and with the 6th lore you can then choose if you want hibernation, you want recruitment, or you want shipbuilding. So it makes pretty much sense. But if you have no lore at all, then trading, shipbuilding and getting some zeros out might be better. They both are pretty much equal, but it just comes to down what you prefer. Do you prefer to get a lot of stone and then have the ability to heal when you want to, or you just go rush the carpet mastery? Because you can just ignore this lore here, the carpentry with the mining efficiency, and peer bonus should not be that bad. So yeah, that's the two ways to play, either the carpentry into happiness or mining efficiency into happiness. And then later on you just pick shield bearer and legendary heroes and hibernation. Alright, so why is the bear that strong? Is because of the free happiness that you get. You don't have to go and get brewery people out right away, because brewery people are pretty inefficient at their work. So having that 6 months to more time to choose either if you want to attack or get more people is a pretty good freedom choice. And if you see that your enemies are attacking and you spend your all people civilization to repel the attack, then again you already have the free happiness that other people won't have, the other clans, and you can just get your people back pretty fast without having any brewery people and be efficient. Alright, so that's about it with Bear Clan. And this is already covered. Reinforced armor and bodyguard. Reinforced armor and bodyguard just make Borghild unkillable. Why not? Okay, so what other tactics there are? Well, stag is stag. You need 6 skulls to keep up with the recruitment, and that's 6 people. They are not that inefficient because they do produce gold, but that gold isn't too much to get the big army out. I may have to try Tactician Spear. I've been going Guardian until now since I spent so much time on defending. Yeah, just getting that Borghild to be unkillable, and also you get the war cry, so you can use the war cry to change the game, change the attacks, how it goes. Even more survivability for Borghild. And then Borghild can easily go 1 versus 5 warriors, should not be a problem. But yeah, that's the meta for now in 1v1 duels high difficulty. Alright, so yeah, the stack. You can try to go in with fast army, small map, push it. Usually it doesn't end in victory, and after that you don't have any recruitment. And just the game drags out. Yeah, 10 bonus is for just rushing, or if you go for passive victory, then get defense relic and just try to defend. But even then, upgrade puddings gain additional 10%, while the bear just has 200 fame and have 15% all the time with Gacha and the Shield Maiden, so going against bear, you can't really out economy the bear with even with your 500 fame bonus. So I don't recommend it. But yeah, you just have to wait and hope that your enemy messes up or go YOLO and try to get Thunder out that can easily play it around with and hit him hard if he converts army, or just make your own army and then try to use the Thunder. But yeah, the Thunder cooldown, 12 months, too long. I had a lot of games where the Thunder was like 3 minutes or 1 minute off, and if I could use it then I would have won, but I could not. So the Clan of the Goat. The Clan of the Goat barricades that the villagers have with the armor relic, the Swalin, makes the main tile of Goat pretty much untakeable. You have to try to starve the villagers either by starving or just freezing them, should get them sick and let the goat die. Otherwise it's you have to be next to the town hall, keep healing and just going in, hitting a little bit and then falling back, because the armor is insane that you can get. But yeah, as goat, if you go that way, then you probably want to go for trade victory, because that's one of the fastest victories. The fastest victory is the fame victory, then comes the trading, and then comes lore. Everything else is already pretty slow, unless for the middle victory. If you're playing on normal map, then you can try that. But yeah, it goes like fame, trade and lore. Lore is very map dependent, and when you play on past map then both can go for it. Also, Goat doesn't have any ship pulling, so why should you go for the lore? Trading is the easiest and Swollen. Alright, the Goat. Well, hope for a good map with wolves. Snowball from there. Get field rations. First get pillage, so you can kill Troger to get gold, and then get field rations, get your army, and just go harass enemy. Nothing else. For funsies you can take the wolf relic if you want, but there are better relics to pick. Like probably Thunder relic is good, or the lore relic or something. The Thunder relic is just, you can play around it, but if you already have army up and are doing a lot of damage, then yeah, Thunder might be worth it for the wolf player. In duels at least. Raven, ignore this, just go for economy. Get a lot of happiness with harbors, hope for coastals like always, and just get army or go whatever victory you can. Fame is the easiest to go for, just because you can colonize with code, don't have to worry about gathering enough food up and storing it. Beer, already covered it, just get Shield Maiden is Borgild, so just get on killable Borgild and go for domination victory, or just go for economy victory, because you do have the bonuses for 200. You can also go get the fame for killing, so get 500, kill some neutrals, get fame that way. Alright, the boar, I really don't know. I really have no actual idea how to play with boar. I mean, you play it like you did, you just rush the altar out and then hope you don't die. You have to be lucky with getting enough fish and forest to get happiness from the lore, otherwise you're rip. And even if you do get the forest and fish, then there is this one clan that can also benefit from those, and that's the bear. Like, yeah, give the bear harpoons. It's gonna be magnificent economy all game time, even in winter. Can easily just go in with your 20 warband and still have your +5 food income from fisherman. It's just insane. So yeah, I don't know. Unless you really like to go for the altar and be like, I have the altar, so I have the upper hand, right? Question mark. I don't know. Just, yeah. Well, the only thing is that you can't get the population without having to build houses if you expand. But yeah, I have no idea. Just really no idea. Okay, for the snake, you can go full in YOLO with Skirmisher. Go attack in AO2 winter with 18 Skirmishers. You can have 18 miniatures and then convert into 18 Skirmishers and just go all in, because the relic is usually G-bait. And you usually win. The only way you lose is that your enemy has gotten a good economy and gets the defense relic, so, and is a goat clan. Then you can lose, but otherwise you can lose if you have to go through 3 buffer dice that all have 3 upgrade towers. But usually you can either choose which territory you go after. And last not least is dragon. As a dragon, you want to get the trolls, get the slaves to get your economy up. We'll have problems with the military, so probably will want to go for the defensive military tree to just get more warband up. Otherwise need way too much stone to do anything. Yeah, dragon is like also not that good in my opinion. I would rank a boar and dragon the lowest at the moment with the current meta in duels. At the dragonkin are pretty good, but you still need some economy already to get them up. You don't want to sacrifice your trials. The only way you want to sacrifice your trials is if you have the capture lore, or if you're going in and converting people to make a dragonkin, then you sacrifice your trials. Otherwise you try to keep them and get out villagers. But yeah, the strongest is the bear. After that comes goat, stag, wolf. And snake. And then come boar and dragon. Like bear the best. Wolf, goat, stag, snake. Alright, maybe raven. And then boar and dragon. Yeah, trolls get way too expensive. You want the slave trade to really sacrifice them, but then again you don't want them. And getting happiness is a pain. If they didn't have an happiness problem, would be nice. You can't either choose the dragon essence bonus, so you can't have the happiness for dragon all the time. You can just get all the offensive buffs in the first year and be like, Well, nice playing dragon, no benefits. But yeah, that's gonna be that with covering the relics and meta for now. Leave your questions or opinions in the comment section and see you next time.